Good evening. Welcome to the November 18th, 2025 Michigan State Area Schools Board of Trustees meeting. Now stand for the pledge, please. Please have the reading of the mission statement.
We are a diverse community of families, students, and staff who take pride in our schools, contribute positively to society, and prepare students for lifelong success.
Thank you, Ms. D. All members are present. We will start off this evening with our public hearing. So we'll go right into the agenda with Mr. Shanahan. Is he online?
Yes. Jimmy, are you able to come online and hear us for the hearing?
Jimmy, can you hear us?
Yeah, do you guys hear me?
Oh, we can now.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I must have been on mute. So tonight is the final step in the GO bond process. It is an appropriation hearing, so since the expenditures weren't built into the budget, we just need to add a line item through the appropriation process to compensate for the bond proceeds that'll be generated when we actually sell the bonds in a week or two. So tonight is a public hearing, a chance for the public to ask any questions or the board to ask any questions about appropriating the sale proceeds from the bonds. And then at the regular meeting, there's a resolution that appropriates the proceeds of the bond sale, and it's it's more of an accounting feature to make sure that the State Board of Accounts and the DLGF that this is a new kind of an appropriation that's built into the existing budget as it relates to the bond items.
Okay. I guess we'll open it up to public forum. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. There will be no direct interaction with the board, discussion of personnel issues, or direct or indirect verbal attacks of staff or the administration. Public forum is now open based on this public hearing of the consideration of the bonds. Anybody here for public comment? Public forum is still open. Public forum is open. Public forum is closed. Any questions by the board? And I believe we're voting, right? Yeah.
Jimmy, want to make sure that the board votes on these appropriations?
Jimmy, can you hear us still?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Just so we're clear, we're actually going to vote for them both together, Kurt. So is your motion for both of them together?
Both of them, yep.
Yes, okay. I have a motion and a second based on both of the resolutions. Any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? That passes, Ms. D. Thank you. Thank you, board members. Thank you, Mr. Shanahan. Now we will move into our regular board meeting with the pledge already done, mission statement, and also Ms. D, the roll call is still the same. At this time, we'll open up public forum for our regular board meeting based on our agenda for the regular board meeting. Again, remember, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. There will be no direct interaction with the board, discussion of personnel issues, or direct or indirect verbal attacks of staff or the administration. At this time, public forum is open for our regular board meeting. Public forum is open. Public forum open. Public forum is now closed. Thank you. On to the consent agenda. Number 1, approval of the minutes of preceding meeting and budget hearing on October 28, 2025. Number 2, approval of employee appointments, resignations, retirements, leaves of absence, and status change. Number 3, approval of secretary's report on bills to be paid. Number 4, approval pay dates for October 17th, 2025 and October 31st, 2025. Number 5, travel reimbursement. And number 6, facility fee waiver. What is the board's pleasure?
Move to approve?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor? Yes. Any opposed? Ms. D, that passes. Thank you. At this time, Dr. McCullum.
Thank you, Mr. Corley. I'd like to announce that nominations for the 2026 Teacher and Employee of the Year program are open until November 21st. Anyone, students, families, staff, alumni, or community members may submit nominations with no limit on the number of employees you can recognize. Nomination forms are available in each school office with a digital form and details available on our website. Thank you to the Michigan City Chamber of Commerce and Comcast for sponsoring this program. The November issue of Next Level News is now available on our news page at educatemc.net. And a reminder, Thanksgiving break is November 24th through 28th. I wish our staff, students, and families a happy Thanksgiving. The Michigan City Festival of Lights Parade will take place on Saturday, December 6th. Join MCAS in the parade or watch from the sidewalk. The parade runs south from 4th Street to 9th Street, beginning at 5 p.m. Beginning December 1st, schools across our district will be participating in a non-perishable food drive to benefit the Salvation Army of Michigan City Food Pantry. This will culminate in a drive-through donation event on Saturday, December 20th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Salvation Army. Last year, our district collected over 5 tons of food. The One City, One Sound holiday concert will take place on Thursday, December 11th at 7 p.m. at the Michigan City High School gym. This year will feature instrumental and choral music, students in grades 7 through 12. Our elementary schools will be hosting their own concerts and will send out communication to their families. I would like to also add that we are publicly acknowledging receipt of the funding floor notification from the Indiana Department of Education as required under Indiana Code 2028-927. This is due to a difference in the state calculated funding floor for our certified staff. And I want to make note that districts can miss the funding floor for routine and non-negative reasons, including retirements, staffing shifts, unfilled positions, changes in stipends, or the timing of our new hires. These fluctuations affect annual totals, even when a district maintains or increases its commitment to teacher compensation. This acknowledgement is procedural, and MCAS has completed it annually whenever applicable since the law was updated in 2021. The notice of this will be posted on our district website within the next 30 days for more information. I'd like to conclude my announcements tonight by noting that Michigan City area schools will join school districts and communities across the nation in celebrating American Education Week, which takes place from November 17th through the 21st. This is a week set aside each year to recognize the important role of our public schools and public school employees. Our teachers, administrators, and support staff are rising to the challenge every day to ensure our students receive high-quality learning opportunities and that their social and emotional needs are supported. We encourage the community to show support for Team MCS during this week. And as we have been doing this year, taking some time from the superintendent's announcements to have some of our building leaders highlight some of the great work that are happening in their buildings. Tonight, we are starting with, we have the pleasure of having Holly Martinez, who is our director of the Little Wolves Early Learning Center. So happy to have Holly come up and share some of the exciting things that are happening with our class of 2038. Yes. Our 2038s, yes.
Thank you guys so much. Good evening. Okay. I'm Holly, as Dr. McCollum said. I'm the director of Little Wolves Early Learning Center. I'm happy to be here this evening to give you guys some updates about the great things that are going on at Little Wolves. This presentation, thankful for the communications team who gave it a glimpse over to make sure I hit all those points I need to. So I want to start off by sharing our philosophy. We are a pass to quality level 4 facility since we are fortunate enough to operate under Michigan City area schools. But with that being said, it still is important to us that we're adhering to those level 4 qualities. And with that being said, this is our philosophy of learning. At Little Wolves Early Learning Center, we are committed to providing a safe, engaging, and high quality program. We believe that all children learn and develop in various ways. Therefore, at Little Wolves Early Learning Center, we provide opportunities for children to learn through curriculum and activities that promote choice, play, and exploration. And at Little Wolves, we do have characteristics that we want all of our children to exhibit. We want them to be lifelong learners, critical thinkers, fair, open-minded, and kind. And when we say critical thinkers, it looks a little bit different in our young learners, right? So they're not doing extensive math problems or major reading comprehension things. They're learning how to coexist in a new setting with other kids. They're learning those basic foundations of what school looks and feels like. And we all know that in order for our children to be successful in kindergarten and beyond, these are vital things. Updates, we opened our 4th classroom in October. I remember having my end of school year meeting with Dr. McCollum last year, and we were talking about how our goal was to have all 5 classrooms open within the next 5 years. I never thought that we would have opened a 4th classroom this year, but I'm so incredibly grateful that we were able to. We had a wait list of about 20 students by mid-August, end of September, and that was really hard to have to tell families, I'm sorry, but right now we're on hold. Because when you add those adorable 3-year-olds into the mix, it does make it where you cannot have as many children in a group setting. So just a little bit of background, the 23-24 school year, there were about 14 to 20 students enrolled. I know when I left on my maternity leave after providing some coaching support for the director at that time, they had 14 students in-house. Last year we ended the year with 46 students, and this year, current day, we are up to 62 students. We get new enrollment requests every day. We have 2 new students actually joining us after Thanksgiving break. We now offer before care. Last year we were only able to offer after care. Before care was a big game changer because we actually have a few staff members that are sending their children to Little Wolves as well. So we're really happy that we were able to provide that option, or I should say very fortunate that Safe Harbor was able to staff somebody to provide that option at Little Wolves. What we provide, so I'm sure you guys are aware, we're all over Facebook and we try to market a lot in the community, but we want to provide that high quality social, emotional, and academic instruction and support for our children who are 3 to 5 years of age. And when I say 5 years of age, it's for our kiddos that missed the kindergarten cutoff or who may not have qualified for kinder early entry. We want to be their last stop shop before they go into kindergarten, showing their elementary schools that they're fully prepared and ready to jump right in. We continue to offer full day options and half day options. Our half day option though is only in the morning. So the way it works in the world of preschool, there's a mandatory rest time for state licensing reasons. So our half day option is only in the morning to make sure that all children have equitable access to our curriculum. They're getting that daily lesson that is coming from a program called Joyful Discoveries, which we're really excited that we're implementing this year. It is a 2-year program. It was created by early learning doctoral students out of Mount St. Joseph in Ohio. It's called Project Ready, and there's a lot of great components. So if you guys ever stop by and get to see the lessons in action, I'm really excited about the work that my teachers are doing and the growth that we're seeing in our students. Ongoing assessments, we created an early learning assessment utilizing the Indiana Early Learning Standards. It's our form of a report card, if you will. We use that to collect baseline data on our children to figure out how are we providing differentiated instruction for them, who needs additional support with certain things, but also who needs acceleration. You know, you have a wide variety of children that come into you at a preschool, right? Like you have some kiddos who've mastered all their letters and sounds, and you're like, you're gonna do great. So now we're gonna work on some other things with you. One of my teachers, she has a child who's able to very legibly write her first and last name. So now she has picture cards and other word cards where she's actually practicing writing other words and putting together her thoughts to start creating early sentences. Additionally, for ongoing assessments, our teachers are doing regular routine checks for understanding social, emotional, and academics, because those are all important things as well. Are our children able to zip up their codes? How are they when they get into a situation where someone takes a toy from them? Are they starting to communicate more with us, their wants and their needs? Monthly field trips and or family events, that's something we hold very strongly to. We've gone to Garwood's Orchard, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot different going now with about double the size of what we had last year, but it was still fun nonetheless. This Friday, we are making our way over to the Long Beach Volunteer Fire Department. Last year, they provided different stations for all of our students, and that was a great time, so we're really glad to be able to go back there again. We are doing a holiday concert on Wednesday, December 17th at the Holdcraft Performing Arts Center. We are big to the point now where we can no longer be in the LGI room for full group events at our South Campus. We now have to rent out a spot after hours, so we're excited about that. Parent-teacher conferences happen 3 times a year. The foundation for the conferences, we share the quarterly assessment data with our families. And how it works is that every student has their own assessment form, so the parent will actually be able to see across all 3 quarters the progression that their child has made over the course of the year. And then, of course, the most important thing, transition to kindergarten support. We know that can be a very stressful time for students and families. I partner up with all of the elementary schools and we talk through having those individualized visits. I attended all of the visits last year with all of the teachers and all of the students going to that receiving elementary school. In addition to that, the Department of Education has a lot of really great resources that I've pulled and put together for our families to help give them month-by-month activity suggestions. And also they're called Mighty Moment videos. It's just quick little 1, 2, 3-minute videos to help students as well with what it will look like being in a bigger group setting with more students and not as many adults in the room. Did you know, these are just some facts that I had pulled from Brighter Futures Indiana. The brains of our children obviously develop very, very quickly, and 90% of brain development occurs before a child enters kindergarten. 90% before they get to kindergarten. I think back to my time when I was an elementary principal in the district, thinking of kiddos who didn't have an opportunity to go to an early learning center. At that time, I don't think it really clicked to me because I didn't get to see the firsthand value of what an early learning program can provide for children. Now being on this end of it and really seeing them when they're young, I cannot stress enough when I'm out in the community or just out, not even necessarily talking about Little Wolves, but anyone that's ever on the fence about sending their child to preschool, I'm like, please do it. Trust me, you will be grateful. My child himself is not of age yet to go to preschool. I'm excited when he can come with me, but I just think of what he's learning at daycare, and I'm so excited to see how that builds on when he's in one of our classrooms as well. Students who attend an early child care program in Indiana are 25% more likely to graduate high school and 4 times more likely to receive a bachelor's degree. And then students who also attend an early child care program are less likely to repeat a grade level or face academic challenges. And we know what the state demands with state testing. This is something that's real for a lot of our kids. So if we can really do a solid job by bringing as many children into an early learning program, Little Wolves, as possible before going up to kindergarten, we know that they're going to be in great shape with those new state demands, especially with IREAD 3 and 2nd and 3rd grade. Connecting pre-K to 12th grade, so we do go ahead and we enjoy participating in our version of the MCAS 7 Habits of Character, but also the Wolfie Way. The characteristics that we want our children to exhibit, we want to make sure that it aligns with this, but also the practices we're doing with clear and consistent communication, family engagement, meeting the individual needs of our students, and providing different opportunities. Again, I know our program is going to look different than what happens at K-12, but we still want to make sure that they have the ability to understand what these habits of character are. So data collection helps us to provide that individualized instruction. Our students are also active members in a class community. If you guys follow us on Facebook, the past couple of Wolfie Way Wednesdays, it's revolved around our students helping one another out. And then last year we participated in Better World Week with the Career and Technical South Campus. We collected different items and donated them to Life Care Nursing Home. We made placemats for them and just other different toiletries and snacks. So we're helping our students to understand the importance of being helpful to others in the community. Weekly all-call emails are something that I send out every week to families so that way they're always in the know of different events and activities as well as updates, but also highlighting different community things that are happening, whether it's through Doombrook, HealthLink, so forth. So why Little Wolves? Well, Little Wolves, we want to make sure that we are preparing our students for kindergarten and beyond, obviously, but also they are developing those strong oral language skills that they will need to be strong readers and learners, especially, like I had said, for second and third grade and iRead. We provide high-quality pre-K for families that did not necessarily qualify for Head Start or who have been on the wait list as well. We accept pre-K vouchers, CCDF, and On My Way. And then it's also meant to reduce the financial burden for many families who might not be able to afford what childcare is. Our cost is more affordable than some other providers within the community. I have these two pictures up here to just show that within our strategic plan, Pillar 3 is also aligned to the Michigan City strategic plan as well. That communication as far as providing comprehensive wraparound services for children, because ultimately our goal will be to figure out how are we able to also support our students and their learning and well-being in the summer too. All right, and this is a fun part. So this is just a little video of about 7 kiddos. And so we wanted to get their opinion. Why do they like Little Wolves?
I'm not sure it's gonna
Uh-oh.
work. Wasn't prepared for that. There should
It
be-
was in the middle, okay.
I don't know if we're gonna have audio.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to share the PowerPoint. So you
We
guys
can,
can see.
we can post it on the web too.
Okay, yes. Everyone has parental permission. That's on here. I made sure.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared.
Okay, that's okay. So it's a really cute video about why the kiddos like Little Wolves. You're gonna hear playground a lot and having fun. The playground is a major selling point. Exactly. Upcoming events. So every Friday we do a Fabulous Friday Facebook post. It's highlighting different activities, lessons, anything that we've been doing around the center. This Friday is probably going to be pretty heavy on the volunteer fire department field trip. As I mentioned, we went to Garwood's, and now this Friday we're going to the Long Beach Volunteer Fire Department. We do a variety of fundraising events. As I'm sure many of you are aware, we have faced funding cuts through vouchers. We were getting $348 a student a week who were on vouchers. It is now down to $147.82 a student a week. So we have hit significant funding cuts. With that being said, we're doing Amazon wish lists. We are reaching out to community partners, and yes, any fundraising event we can do. Gelsosimos is amazing. They give back 50%. So then if you know anyone who is interested in enrolling their child or maybe just wants to come tour and learn more about Little Wolves, my email is right here. I'm always more than happy to meet with anyone to share the possibilities from our program and the why behind our program for helping our children in Michigan City. And then these are just some testimonials from current families and past families. I won't read them all verbatim, but you guys will be able to see them. They've also been posted to our Facebook page, and some are also on our website as well. And then just some pictures too that I pulled from our Fabulous Friday page. We had kiddos on our field trip. Halloween was obviously a very fun time. Experimenting with the inside of the pumpkin. We got a lot of really funny faces there. Sensory table is always a big win as well for our children. And then here's some other pictures. When Michigan City went to sectionals, we got to get a picture with some of the football players that were in the afternoon section for CTE. And then, yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Any questions from any board members?
I'd just like to add on to that. We look at test scores over careers of children, and we know these stopping points of where they are in 3rd grade, 7th grade, 9th grade, and that the education gap exists for so many kids. The big thing to take away from this program is a lot of that education gap happens before a child ever enrolls in school. And Little Wolves is so important to digging into that gap before children hit our established kindergarten years. And so having a program like this for 3 and 4-year-olds to prepare them and to start to eat away at that, so that as kids advance, that gap is shrunk and even started to put them on equitable footing with what the expectations are for them. Thank you.
you. Dr. McCollum, anything else?
Not at this time, thanks.
Okay, let's go to, yes, thank you. Thank you for a good presentation. Next, we will go into our business section of the meeting. First item is the prime agreement with Fanning Howie. Mr. McGuire.
Good evening, everybody. As part of your board document, there are a few added documents that wouldn't normally be there, but as you know, we've been working with Fanning Howie for a few months now. So this is kind of the next big step to move forward with Fanning Howie and some of the projects around the district. Part of, or one of the documents that you have is the prime agreement, which kind of lays out essentially the baseline of the agreement between the school district and Fanning Howie. Again, kind of itemizes how they can charge us, or how the projects can move forward, and what they're going to be responsible for, what we're going to be responsible for. It's pretty cut and dry. It has gone through legal, and pretty much that's exactly what Bill Kaminsky responded with. It's pretty much a standard agreement between district and architect. Along with that, though, you have the amendments, and the amendments get a little bit more detailed on the specific projects then as well. The scope of work, the costs, how they're going to bill us, and depending upon the project, the size of the project, and the length of the project will depend on how they charge us. So each of those you can see are a little bit different in how the billing happens, but for the most part, the scope of work isn't going to surprise anybody. I think it's within what we've been discussing. It's the general construction that we discussed about the project. So each time that a new project is authorized by the board moving forward, you'll get one of those amendments, and we'll be back out here to have this conversation and talk about that on an individual basis. So we have Fanning Howie here with us tonight. If there's any questions, that's our proposal, and we look really forward to moving this forward to the next big step for the major projects in Michigan City.
Any questions, any board members? Okay. We don't need to vote on this, right? It's just, are we voting on this? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right,
Move to approve.
have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Ms. D, that passes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McGuire.
Thank you.
Back up. Next, YMCA lease extension, Mr. McGuire.
Again, as far as your board packet was YMCA lease, the big difference here is, as you probably have noticed, it's only for 6 months. And the idea behind that is that we fully anticipate, and we've been working very closely between NWI Works and the YMCA to finalize a lease between those two, and a lease between Michigan City Area Schools and NWI. We anticipate that we'll have that done either next board meeting or even early next spring, with NWI and the YMCA then taking on the lease together starting July 1st. So the lease you have in front of you is just for the next 6 months. It's really to cover that gap so they can work out the details between NWI and the YMCA once we work out our details with NWI. The only difference that you'll see there, other than the time frame, is we did increase the utilities for the YMCA, and we've seen roughly 17-18% increase in utilities overall. We passed that on to the YMCA for their portion. The space that they're utilizing is all the same, and all the same language as far as maintenance and mechanicals and everything are all the same from the previous lease, so there's no surprises there.
So essentially just the same lease with updated costs?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions about any board members? What is the board's pleasure?
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? That passes, Ms. D. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. McGuire. Next on the agenda is Ivy Tech contract. Ms. Bildhauser.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm asking your approval for the renewal of the agreement between Michigan City Area Schools and Ivy Tech. This allows Ivy Tech students to attend Michigan City Area Schools for their clinical hours at AK Smith.
Thank you. Any questions by any board members? Seeing no questions, how's the board's pleasure?
Move to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? That passes, Ms. D. Thank you, Mrs. Bildhauser. Next, middle and high school course guides, Mrs. Bildhauser.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm asking approval for both the high school and the middle school course guides, working in collaboration with the school teams from both Michigan City High School and both middle schools. In AK Smith, we have identified courses to add to the high school course book that help students diversify their electives, round out some of the pathways, and then also, as highlighted in the memo, where some of the courses move departments, are deleted, or have new names. And there are no changes from this year's programming at the middle school.
Go
Were
ahead.
there any major changes because of the changes in diplomas and graduation pathways and all that fun stuff?
I wouldn't say anything major. We started doing the lineup last year, so most of the work has actually been done on the physical setup of the course guide book. So there's some changes to the layout and things like that.
Thank you.
Any further questions or any additional questions? Seeing no additional questions, what's the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Ms. D, that passes. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Billhauser. Next is the Educate math contract.
Thank you.
Addendum.
I'm requesting approval from the board for the addendum to the math contract. This will add 3.5 days specifically to work with the special education department and special education teachers with data analysis as we really work to close achievement gaps with the special education students.
Thank you. Any questions by any board members? Seeing no questions, what is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Ms. D, that passes. Thank you. Next, MCESP bargaining agreement.
Thank you.
Yes. This is Ms. Billhauser show.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm asking for the board to approve the collective bargaining agreement between Michigan City Area Schools and the Michigan City Education Support Professionals, MCESP. This group represents our instructional assistants, paraprofessionals, and school-based secretarial staff. Outlined in the memo is some of the key points, some language cleanup, changing the name of the term secretary to administrative assistant, changes to the summer school administrative assistant pay, delayed bereavement days, and all employees will see a $1.30 an hour pay rate increase. I would like to thank the collaboration from Missy Burklow and Shelley Malott, co-presidents of MCESP, for their collaboration in the collective bargaining agreement process. I'm seeking your approval.
Thank you. Any questions?
I'd just like to say I'm very excited that this is done and to move forward together with this group. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or statements? Seeing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve this item.
Have a motion and a second. Couple seconds, couple motions. They want to give you all that money, huh? Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? That passes, Ms. D. Thank you. Next is the Little Wool salary increase. Money, 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 huh? Ms. Billhauser again.
Thank you, Mr. Corley. Tonight, I'm also asking approval from the board for a raise for the employees of the Little Wolves Early Learning Center. The raise will be aligned with the others that have been approved, and it's a 4% increase retroactive to July 1, 2025 for all employees who have worked 120 days during the 24-25 school year. That's a lot of numbers. I'm also asking for a stipend of $500 for all employees who are currently employed at Little Wolves, and also requesting that we approve a tuition reduction for parents that are also employees at Little Wolves so that their tuition is reduced to 50%.
Any questions?
Apparently, we picked a great meeting to have Mrs. Martinez here tonight. How can you say no after that presentation? So, thank you.
Any other questions and statements? Seeing none, what is the pleasure of the board?
Move for approval. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ms. D, that passes. And our final piece of business, the EL education contract, Mrs. Bildhauser.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm also asking for the board's approval for the EL Education Professional Development Contract that will support the high school in developing the crew model specific for grades 9 to 12. And so this will allow them to begin work aligned to the district's strategic plan and help Michigan City area schools have a K-12 crew model in place.
Thank you. Any questions or statements by the board? Seeing none, what's the board's pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? That passes, Ms. D. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Bildhauser. I think Mrs. Mrs. Bildhauser might need a raise after all that, huh? So next is the board statements and or issues requiring action prior to the next board meeting. Any board members have anything they'd like to say? Go ahead, Mr.
A couple notes on my list tonight, but the biggest one is actually tomorrow. We're having a community-wide meeting at Krieger Middle School tomorrow and want to encourage as many people as possible to be there. We've had these discussions underway for a while, but we want to hear from as many people as possible, whether you work for MCAS, your kids go to MCAS, or whatever your connection to our system is. We're looking at how to realign our school buildings and our grade levels to best align with educational performance in our students. And the next meeting in that series is tomorrow night at Krieger at 6 p.m. So I hope to see a lot of you there. Mr. McCollum, I don't know if you've got anything else you want to add to that.
Just highlighting and reiterating what you had to say in terms of tomorrow, 6 p.m. It'd be great to have, if you cannot be there in person, it will be streamed. So as much feedback as possible. I know that we're gonna have some opportunities on our website and FAQ, but then also the ability for those who are not present to also share their thoughts, concerns, suggestions for how to truly make MC next level. And this is a great opportunity for us and for our students in the community. So really important that we receive as much feedback as possible.
Thank you. I'll also note, Dr. McCollum mentioned it is Education Week. And again, this is a great time to thank all of our education professionals, whether that's our teachers, our bus drivers, our ESP group here tonight, whoever is contributing. Remember, there's not a lot of silver spoons in this group. There aren't a lot of people who got to these points in their lives because someone handed it to them. But the one thing all of us got was a quality education. And it's people like that that are making that happen today so that this next group can grow up and take over. Another note I wanted to offer is we are already seeing the fallout from the signing into law of Senate Bill 1. Lots of cities around the state are looking at how to increase revenue. They're already talking about barbaric cuts to things like police and fire, to streets, to lots of things, and schools are in that same boat. We're already seeing school districts talk about school closings and talk about how to cut operations costs because of this. Folks, we saw in the last month that contacting your legislative people is a powerful tool in the state. And just because this bill has passed does not mean that this bill cannot be revised. So do not be afraid as you hear these things happening to reach out to your legislative people and ask for them to rectify some of these cuts because the numbers are going to be large, the cuts are going to be barbaric. And then finally, congratulations to our football team. Their trip to regionals was amazing. I wish it could have lasted longer. But also on the other side of the token, it is now officially basketball season in Michigan City. So go Wolves, all our squads out there in the winter sports. Let's go. Let's hang some banners this year, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other board members? Nope. Well, I guess it's me. So again, Dr. McCullum, thank you for allowing our building administrator to come and present to the board. Man, like every presentation, it just gets better and better. And I think it's important a lot of times because I often say that the community, unless you have a child that goes to the school, but even sometimes you have that, you just don't understand how much we have going on for our kids at all levels. I know at one time, we often had talked about, saying, do we want to pay here for our kids up front with early learning, or do we want to pay in the end with prisons? And I think we're showing that we're paying at all levels in order so we can keep our kids in the right direction, keep our communities thriving and so forth. So again, great presentation, Mrs. Martinez. And they all been great. I'm just, every time we have one, I'm like, what's going to be next? Like, they just continue just to be overwhelmed, joyfully overwhelming with the information to let us know what's going on in our schools and how our kids are being impacted positively to be productive citizens. Again, staff, cabinet members, community, thank you all for just, doing, what we need to do in order to make this place better for everyone. Always great to see staff out there. I love the shirts. I wear a double XL, in case you guys was wondering. Yeah, thank you. But again, good seeing you all. Again, I'm happy that we were able to get our contracts in line, getting everybody, moving forward. It's always good to see everybody happy and getting along. And again, it's just another benefit for our kids. Echoing what Mr. Gresham said, congratulations to the boys high school football team on being sectional champions, but also their regional performance. Again, we came up short, but again, a great season by the boys. They played hard, and again, now it's basketball season. So we're looking to continue that ride with the basketball team and also our other winter sports that are coming up too along the year. Big congratulations to the cast and everyone involved in Mean Girls. I actually took my youngest to see that, and she really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Just a great time by the cast. A great presentation, production by them, and really enjoyed getting to see the talent of those kids. Big shout out to Mr. Gresham's daughter, who did a great job in that, and all the kids did a great job. So I really enjoyed that. Another great job going out to the Culinary Arts Program for their Friends Giving Fest. Man, it was just amazing, and the food was good. I probably ate a little bit too much. Work was hard after that. I had the itis for a little bit, but got some caffeine and snapped out of it. But again, if you didn't get to make that, put that on your schedule for next year, because it's a great event that our kids put together for us. And again, congratulations to all students on their academic achievements here. We had a lot of, we got report cards. So we had a lot of honor roll students that, got recognized. And again, it's just always great. I wasn't always an honor roll student. I might have made it once in my 12 years here, but, it's always great to see your name on that.
First and second.
You have to tell all my secrets.
When I was principal
I was going to say that when
school,
at this very school here.
First and second grade while I was principal there. So I can keep after him all the time.
But
I started him out right.
Yes, you did. But it's great to see our kids recognize that, and I know as kids, they like to see that, and I got to share with a couple of my kids that their recognition of them being on the honor roll. So it's always great. As we talk about, things going on in our school system, we look at our 7 habits. I just want to talk about the empathy part, and this is how we can understand and share the feelings of one another, each other. So I think it's important that we not just look at those 7 habits as just a piece of paper that we up there, but actually, continue to encourage our kids in our community to practice those 7 habits. Again, Little Wolves, Ms. Martinez, thank you again for your presentation. And just to end, I just want to, end it with this: good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Getting to your best is a journey, and I am deeply honored and over enthusiastic about this ride and this journey that we're going on as a school system. I have had the pleasure of serving on this board for approximately 13 years now, which is longer than I ever expected. When I first got on the board, I thought, I'm in and out. But again, I have enjoyed this journey, and I think that as we continue, things get better, and we'll continue to get to our best. And not saying that we won't never get there, but again, it's a journey. I think as we get better, it just shows our testament of not just the community, but of our employees and just our staff and our supporters who make, that journey worth it. And at the end, I think, we will see, the fruits of our labor over these, years, no matter what they do down in Indianapolis or in the federal government. I think, it's really what we do here that encompasses, the greatness that our community has been and will continue to be. So again, thank you all for what you do, and just thank this community in whole. Those are my comments. Dr. McCollum, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'd like to highlight and acknowledge that during our consent agenda this evening, there was a promotion that was a part of that, and I'd like to acknowledge. You don't have to come up here and talk, Christy, but if you just want to raise your hand, Christy is now our assistant superintendent for operations for the district, and it's very important for us that as we have leaders at all levels within the district, that we have leaders that add value, multiply value, and do a great job of supporting everyone, no matter what level they're at, even our students, where she spends a lot of time advising and counseling them. So congratulations to you on the new appointment. And as has been said before, as I look out into the audience and I see so many of our ESP members, some that I have worked with, like hiding over there in the corner, Shalonda. It's always wonderful for me as a superintendent, associate superintendent, or just community member to be able to walk into the buildings and see the passion and the care and the relationships that you all have with students, regardless of if you're a para, a secretary, or an IA. The work that you do that often goes unnoticed. I just want to let you know that I notice you when I do come into the building, and even if I'm in a hustle and focus and looking straight ahead, I appreciate that many of you take the time to stop and say hello, and same thing for me. So I really, truly appreciate all that you do for our students and for our community, because you just don't wear the hat of an IA or a para. You know good and well that you are probably coaching parents, tying shoes, and doing all that great stuff that your students need. So I'm glad to see you here and look forward to our partnership and working relationships over the next many years. So once again, culture and environment is a critical piece for us as a community. As these students that Mrs. Martinez highlighted, our class of 2038, they are Wolves, and we want to support them in being Wolves. We can be Red Devils and Raiders, but they are Wolves, and I'm glad to support them as they move throughout the years in truly defining who they are in our community. So that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Any other cabinet members have anything like to say? No? All right, well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and this meeting's adjourned. See you all next month.